Hello, welcome back to the development of CR Marketing. As I said before, I was working yesterday a lot. Yesterday I was working a lot all the day long, and the other day also to have the this boring and hating and everything you can say about the smoothing groups. Even sometimes I have tested other programs, but always are the same. And it's when you have a big, for example, somebody like a human body that usually is the most part of almost the tutorials. They explain how to make unwrapping. It's very easy because it's more natural. But when you have little pieces, little stuff, little things, then it's a nightmare, and you have to work a lot with those little pieces. Imagine, well, it was not a nightmare, but it was bad. Imagine when I have a lot of switches. Already I made a lot of things, but when you have a lot of things, you have to the little things inside of the cockpit. Here we have, even it doesn't appear to have so much things. It has a lot of things. For example, it has the screws, the nuts, these levers, inside pieces like these ones, and also here in these areas of cables, springs, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so okay, so I managed to do this. I have to. I realize I not realize now. I made a different way. That it was making first of all the message smooth and then unwrapping, because at the end I saw in this one that it gave me a lot of headache in this area to convert from the low poly message smooth to the high poly unwrapping. Sorry. So in this case, I make first of all here the message smooth and then made the unwrapping, not making the unwrapping first. When you make unwrapping of a high poly, you have to be careful, because sometimes the deformation it produces, because the tensions of the vertex it's exaggerated. So I had to correct some of them before applying the message smooth. So usually all the you see, for example, here I moved this line. When you apply message smooth, goes like this, like that, and there was a lot of polygons here I had to remove. It was not easy. It took time. Okay, it took one day to make the message smooth and redefine everything as I did in the video. Nothing special, nothing hidden from my secrets or whatever. Just working the same way, the same process. And then I had to make the unwrapping. As you can see, is totally use all the texture, and that is good. You know, here these are the islands, and if you almost don't see these spaces here in between, and that is good because you are having all the texture, you are having all the detail. In this case, I made two different areas for the two different separated. I could put maybe the wings in one texture, but all the text that they were written in one would appear as a mirror in the other one. So I didn't want that. In this case, for example, you're going to see that this is the left one. You say, but it's in the right, and this is the right one, but it's in the left. And you say, why you put that in the left and the right? I could put this one here and this one here, but that way I had to distribute. I realized when I was making that it was wrong, because this test was the opposite way, like this. Okay, but they have to behave this one, for example, was in this direction, and this one in the other direction. And for the normal, when you're making normals, it's important to have the same direction, okay, upside down or whatever you choose. Usually upside down better. Because why? Because normals takes in consideration some kind of like shadows of the normal map. So it's to achieve a good result, it's better to have always the same direction. In little pieces, maybe not. For example, in this case, you can see that is upside down. Okay, because of course I could cut here and then rotate, but I didn't want to because I wanted to have no seams here in the texture, here in this leading edge of the texture. But usually people usually check out more the details when they are on ground, and they check out from the side. Okay, this doesn't mean it's going to be wrong. Totally, it's not. This is going to be a little wrong, but it's not going to be totally wrong. Okay. Nothing more to say. I gave more special details to some areas. For example, these areas like this one, going to, because you see the pixel definition is smaller than this one, because sometimes the camera are going to be around here, and they are going to be text around here and text here, and even because something rotation here of thin and wear is going to make it better. Okay, so the same with this piece. For example, if I put the same aspect ratio as this, then the pixel is going to be not so much detail. But if you want to check out something here, then it's better to give a better result. Sorry, because I have a cold and I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to speak. Okay, buenas, Juan David Listo. Okay, so once we have made this, and we have packed everything, now it's time we could carry this into Substance Painter, as I said before, and I'm going to do it, but not now. I was studying Substance Painter a little, and I saw that when you export, it doesn't export the ambient occlusion it has. It makes an ambient occlusion, or at least I don't know how to make it. But the ambient occlusion that it makes, I didn't like it so much. It's not so contrast, not so detail, I don't know to say correctly. And even there are sometimes that there are going to be areas that are going to be darker than because they are moving parts. For example, ambient occlusion is like shadows, soft shadows. Okay, when you have, for example, a cloudy day, you have shadows. Your feet produce shadows, near shadows over the floor you are stepping in. Okay, you are stand on, and that soft shadows are what we call ambient occlusion. It's a map of grays, of black and white in between grays that produce the shadows. They are in the area. So usually the areas that are connected with other polygons that are connected with other polygons, for example, in this case here they are going to produce more black areas, okay, gray, dark gray areas, than these ones that are going to be more white. Okay, if there were, for example, a surface here like a floor, then this area would be more gray than this one that would be more white. Okay, so that way it produces some kind of illusion to be in a cloudy day, not real shadows. Welcome, Kien. Not real shadows, but real like ambient occlusion is like soft shadows. Okay, the soft shadows you have when you look, for example, you are indirect and you have a shirt, a t-shirt, for example, something, or a jacket, and you look in your skin and you see it's more darker. It's not the shadow itself; it's a shadow. It's a soft shadow. Okay, it's not so hard in the cutting edge, in the cut edge. So what I'm going to do, because in Substance Painter it doesn't, I don't know, I didn't know how to export that ambient occlusion, and because there are some areas, as I said, that are going to be dark. For example, if you make the ambient occlusion with this, with the doors closed, then these areas are going to be very dark. Okay, but we want also that this door is open sometimes. So if the door is open but we have these areas dark, it's going to be something like odd. Okay, because they are not going to receive the real ambient occlusion. In Explain, we have ambient occlusion in real time. That is true. So you could say, why are you making that? It's, well, easy, because first of all, the ambient occlusion that we have in Explain is not very precise. Okay, it's in real time than what we have before. It's good, but also because there are people that cannot, they don't put the ambient occlusion. So I'm going to bake that ambient occlusion. That is the starting of the way I make the textures. It's just an illusion, as says Kian. Illusion of being there in real time. It's not like baking a reflection, because in reflection you move the camera and you bake a reflection that I did sometimes. The reflection doesn't move, but in this case, because the surfaces normally are not moving, these are very hard, this is not moving, these are not bending or nothing, then the ambient occlusion is going to be needed in this case. Also, for example, here we have the ambient occlusion in this area, and I will need to make it later again in this area here. We check out this one. In this area here, I will need to make it again later, because there is going to be an engine there. But anyway, it's not problematic in this case, because we are not seeing so much, and it's all. But in this case here, yes, I will need to open the door. And in ambient in Substance Painter, other programs usually they don't compute that. They compute with the dark areas here, dark shadows, and you have to do a little trick I'm going to show you to achieve a good result. Okay, so we are starting. We are going to start, and how I make the ambient occlusion of object in 3DStudio Max. I don't know in other programs. Well, first of all, I have to correct this one, because I want, if not, it would be shadow here, and I don't want that. So I'm going to detach this one. Okay, and I'm going to sorry, I have to pick up this one also. I'm going to touch it. Okay, and then I use a special plugin that is called Pivots by 2 Vertex 02. Is for me one of the most important plugins I have met. Ignacio, ¿qué tal? Cada vídeo que pasa los títulos de desarrollo de esto se vuelve más complicado. Well, this is the base of the Ignacio. This is the base of the starting of the way I usually started. As I said, I was going to send this into and paint into Systems Painter, and I'm going to do that. But the process I'm going to make now is the process I usually start all the textures before making with System Painter. So it's going to be good. It's a good base for making a good texture. Okay, so I use this plugin a lot. This not plugin is a script that is a free script. You can search by this way: pivot _ by _ 2 and _ vertex _ 0.2 in Google, and you can download it and install it. Okay, and the way this plugin works, it's makes here, be careful, because here I see is wrong, so I have to correct it. No, in this case I'm not going to use it because I'm seeing it's wrong. I'm not going to use it. What I'm going to do is I'm Okay, I'm going to festival with this, with the snap. I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to close the door. Yeah, later I will tell you when I make animations about that plugin. Okay, you see, it was not good. It was not good, but well, anyway, it can be fixed. Moving a little this way, the other way to this way, and that's all. Okay. I see also here there is a problem because it's touching this surface with this other, and I didn't realize, and that is good because that way I know I have to correct it before making the texture. So these problems usually come, and this way we can correct things. No, this one. Okay. Be careful because we may produce a deformation here, as you can say, but this is a little deformation. At the end, it's not going to be so. See, but we produce a little deformation. We could. I think there is a. Wait a moment. I think there is a button. This one. When you table, there's a preserve UVs that try to, when you move something, tries to don't deformate, so it adapts the, you see here is not deformating anything, and that is great. Sometimes works, sometimes not. Okay, you see in this case it's starting not to work, but it makes a good work. At the end it makes a good work, and that is nice. Okay, I'm going to do the same with this. And this, okay, and it's already preserved the UVs applied. Okay. Oh. No. It has to be this one. How it was done? This one. Huh? It's not produced this one? Okay, yes. Okay. And now I can try to remove this one. Remove this one. And we need to, I didn't realize this one, it was going to be a problem. Okay, but we are going to try to fix it. I remove this one. Okay, Sebas 71, and also with this. Okay, and okay, now it's better. And now we remove this one. We can remove this one, and okay, I'm going to make an animation of this to let me work. I make an animation because that way I don't have to rotate back again. It's very easy. So I put it like this, for example. and then if I want to put it back again, I just animate back. So I have to connect this vertex here, and I will need to redo some of the texturing here. So let me check out edge, this one, maybe with the bridge is make automatically. No, sorry, you have to select the other ones. No, wait. This one, bridge. You see, I have to redo that texture coordinates. This one, and this one. Bridge, I have to redo that. So usually people don't do, and you see strange artifacts sometimes. So it's better to make it good work. Okay, and you see here these lines are because those bridges I just produce. So what I do is select the faces. In this case, this one. You see, and I make a normalize away, quick planar map. Okay, and quick planar map, and okay. And then I'm going to carry this to this one. That is the area I have to carry them. I'm going to put it near. Here we have some kind of deformation. Maybe because I move the vertex and you couldn't make a good work. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can fix it. That's right. Okay, and now, no, wait a moment. Okay. Need to. Okay, and now I'm going to carry those both coordinates, these two ones. Okay, one here and one here. So I pick up, for example, this one. Okay, this one is target well. I'm going to match you here. I'm going to match you here. Then I'm going to match you. No, it's nowhere. And this one, yes, this one is here. And this one is supposed to be around here. And this one is that well, like there. And this one is there. So that way we have this corrected, and we're going to make the other one also. Okay, it's not, it is green, that it means that it's open edge, but maybe no, I'm sure it's because I'm joining in the wrong one. But it doesn't matter for me, because I'm going to what I need is that occupy the right positions. Okay, this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make this in case to see if I can. No, yes, no, yes, that's right. No, strange. And why this doesn't? Vaya. Okay, sorry about coughing. Have a cold. Okay. We don't have so many pixel resolution as you see. One pixel is like this, so it's big area of the pixels, so no big resolution. But we are not going to put the camera so near here. Okay, so we have fixed that. Now we put this, collapse all, yes, and we can now close the door again. How we do that? We don't have to rotate because we animated, so we remove these ones, and now it's not animated anymore, and we have the object more or less the way I like it. Well, it's not the way I like it because I see here more space, so what I'm going to do is like that, no, more like this. Well, sometimes there are gaps, so no problem, because that's imperfections will make it more real. Okay, so we did this stuff. Now we are going to join it because we need to join every part of the object. Okay, and we are going to make the ambient occlusion. Okay, so how we do that? First of all, I'm going to save it, save as, and I'm going to put a special name, okay, to let me know in case I have to go back to recover something. Yesterday I had to do it, so it was good. What is the next step I'm going to do? In this case is ambient occlusion. Okay, so 2.7.2, continue with the versions, and I'm going to make the ambient occlusion. First of all, I have to choose not this texture, but this one. For example, this one I'm going to choose. Okay, so we select the gray one, but I'm going to show you it's not the normal gray one. It has to be, it has to be, okay, this gray one, but with the diffuse, you see here, it has to be totally white. Okay, specular totally white, all these three, the ambient, the diffuse, and the specular totally white. If you have another program, just totally white, the ball. Okay, so we have this, and now we have to put a special light. In this case, in other programs are already a different way, I don't know. In 3DStudio Max to have the ambient occlusion, you have to go to the standard lights and put a skylight. That way you can have, we can do it two ways. Okay, with mental ray, depends on how it produces the rendering. First of all, we are going to make several renderings to check out if everything is good. Maybe I mistake because this is a process that is not made so many times, so I have to remember how it may done. But anyway, so we are going to render setups, and here in render setups in advanced lighting, we have the light tracer. I think it's light tracer now. It's called light tracer. Before it was something different. I don't remember. Well, now right now I don't know if it is the name. But what I'm going to have is the global illumination. Okay, so some kind of global illumination, advanced lighting. Okay, so we are going to see how is this done now. Okay, to see how it's produced. You see here is produced some soft shadows in these areas. And if you check out, there are some areas here that are, because they are very near of the surface, they are like soft shadows. Okay, now we are going to check out with because usually with this render what it produces is this kind of shadows here in these areas. You can check out here, and that is because it's the wind near the surface, and usually I don't like this too much. Okay, we can correct it later, but I like this one because it's the connection between the two surfaces, so it looks to be there. You compare this to this, you see there is nothing here and this something here, so this is more natural. Okay, and the same with this one. Okay, but I'm going to try to save with another rendering. There are two renderings for achieving that, and then I will look which is better. So render setup, I don't know if it was here. Render, no, it's in common. In common, you see assign renderer is hiding, it's very hiding. You have to remember what it is. It's default skyline renderer, or you have here the mental ray render. Okay. So I don't know if it is going to make it. Yes, it makes something similar, but also I don't like so much. We have to modify in the render because here, as you can see, there was some special lighting, and now it's indirect illumination is different. We can try to modify some parameters. I'm not an expert in renders, because usually I never make so many renders, because when I make renders in real time. Okay, we export our models to real-time renders, so we don't pay attention so much to render. Of course, I touch it because at the beginning there was no rendering. So no, this is caustics. Draft, low, medium. Let's go into check out with the medium. Okay, high is done. Staffed. Okay, I think the scanlight, let's see, is better in this case, and in this case I don't know, but I think it's the same in both. Let's see what happened. This is more white. Okay, no, we don't want that. Initial free density raise per point, interpoints. No, this is for okay, I'm going to go back to the other one. I prefer the other one, and even I can have better results touching the sun. Usually I make the other one. Default sky rendering. Okay, and of course there are some special here, some special no, here it was material here mental ray to have the ambient occlusions, etc., but I don't touch them so much. They're more specialist than me, and then can have a real great, because mental ray is very good. But for the things I want, it's good for me the default scanline. Okay, so we go to lens rendering again, and we are going to here the samples. We are going to duplicate them. I'm going to make first of all to see with the 250 to see the difference. I'm going to put also the common. Okay, what does that do? Okay, no, I don't know if this is going to be right. Oh, it's 2. I want it to be bigger. No, somebody's calling. Telephone. Wait a moment. So we have made this in this stuff. To don't achieve this, we could, for example, no, but I'm going to check out now how it's in the opposite side here. This is good. I like it. I like it in this way. I like it very much. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to put the stop. Good morning, happen everyone. Hello, Jorge Núñez. Okay, I'm going to give more because there are some artifacts. If you go near, you will see that there are some like noises. Okay, so we're going to put this one like this. So we render. And it's taking more time, but it's going to be more precise, okay? Especially here. It's going to check out with don't know if with it's going to be too much, this one maybe. Okay, I'm going to test, because I'm going to test first of all with this one how it's going to be produced, what I'm going to do next. Okay, when we have something that we like it, save it. We have to bake that into a texture, okay? So the way we do that is we go to rendering, render to texture, okay, and we go here. Well, first of all, we have to select the object that we want to bake in the texture. As you remember, the texture is this one wrapping we made. You remember this one? Okay, so we add. In this case, we could put a ambient occlusion, but usually or shadows map or lightning map or whatever. But what I do is put a complete map, okay? And right now, instead of this, I put 4096. I think it's that one. I don't remember. The 4K is to 48 per 226. Okay. Okay. So here we have, and now the only thing left is to render it. It says the following element on the specific target math slot. Doesn't matter because it's saying that we apply directly to a ball of this texture of this. So we continue. Okay, as you can see, this is very small, but it's 1/8 scale. So if we put it here, we're going to be something like that, and it's producing the lightning texture rendering, and that is, we have to be very careful because it renders everything of the texture we made in real time. That is the reason the CRJ200, I don't make the CRJ200 again, because I have to start back the texture from zero again. It's mess. I could make them double the some of the texture, but in this case it makes a lot of work. A lot of work. Of course, if I have time, I will try to make something, but I no promise. Going to put some music while we are waiting. A concert of war on drugs. Buenos días, Luis Lázaro. Watching the concert here, this concert. While we are making this, I can put it here. At the end, we have to wait just to make the rendering. We cannot do anything more. Just wait. Now with the i7, because this is all produced by the CPU. The CPU is the one that is rendering. There are some renderers that use the GPU sometimes. In this case, it's using the CPU. Okay, it's going down. So we are going to put the rest. Don't worry, ¿quién? You don't know. Qué críticos, siempre somos... Españoles somos unos críticos de la hostia. Esto no es un proceso de... Esto no es un proceso de... Hay que luego trabajárselo. Ah, ya está. Okay. Going to put this one on the side. Okay, now we see that it has the alpha. It's important because right now what we have to do is save this into... This is the work. Okay, I'm going to make another one that is going to be textures here. It's okay. Okay, textures. Okay, and we are going to save it here as PNG as caca. Okay, this is caca because it's got like shit. It's going to remember me erase later. Okay, remove it later. But not this is a passing. Okay. Okay. Reload Photoshop. And we load out that caca. Again. Here it is. Alpha makes layer transparent. I think this one. Yes. Oh, that's right. Okay. We have this one. First of all, you will think it's gray, but it's not gray. Because there is some kind of bluish, I don't know where. You have to come here and make the saturation, and that now it's gray. It has some bluish. Okay, the first thing you have to do this first. Then we are going to make some layers here, duplicate it. Okay, and we make this one ambient occlusion. Put inside. Okay. We now make another one, and we were going to call it color. Okay. I can remove this one. I'm going to put another one. Put inside. That way it's there. So that way we could paint, for example, in this green I have already selected. Wait a moment. Okay. You see? Because the other light, the other this one was above it, then it produced what it produced. It just blocks the color that is behind, that is the green. Okay, in this case. So what I have to do, instead of a pass through, no, in this one, instead of a normal, we are moving between these ones, and we pick up the one that we like most. Okay, usually the one that works better is the multiply or the overlay. So it's going to say the overlay. No, but this is too white. Okay, and this is too dark, baby. Multiply. We are going to check out. This is better because, as you can see, in the whiter areas, that is the one important for me, it's the same color as this one. Okay, we check out more or less in this area. Look your eye, concentrate your eye. Okay, I'm going to put it better to let you see better. It's almost the same color. Okay, or this area, for example. If we put, for example, in overlay, it's going to be different, totally different. You see, it's more the dark areas are the same color, but I don't want to put more color in the. I want to preserve the white areas to be the same color. Okay, so that way we put the multiply. So we put the multiply, and and now before applying it, okay, we close this one, and we go. A ver, we check out this one, okay, and we go to unwrapping, edit, and we have to carry all these islands, all these things, all this stuff to help us to know where are the borders, the boundaries of the place. Okay, so we pick up here tools, render UV template, and we put here the 4096 and the 4096 and render the plate. It's rendered immediately, and we save this as the same caca as before, because now we pass that to the other object, to the other texture. We load again the caca. In this case it's PNG, so we better save this one as the name of the final texture. That in this case is going to be something like SF260 fuselage. Okay, that is the name of the texture in Photoshop. Okay, and we open the document and we pick up the new caca. That caca is white, you may think, but it's not white. we pick up this layer and carry the layer. Okay, and now we have there outside from here. We can remove this one. Something that is. I'm going to check out in different. Okay, it's very. We could, for example, if you put in white, you see it's in white here, so we can Control I, and it's going to change the color, invert the colors. Okay, so here we can check out with these lines. When I'm going to put a wire. Where are the islands of the texture? Okay. Right now, what we are going to do is I'm going to remove this color because I like the way it is. I'm going to put a white, totally white. Okay. No. Okay, I'm going to put a white. Okay, remove this one and save it. Okay, I'm going here and go to my stuff. Okay, I'm going to move this here because I'm going to use them later. Okay, I'm going to start using this one and I'm going to call it this shader. It's going to be SF260 fuselage. Okay, put it as white. The one. This one. Well, this is not so much necessary. Okay, and now we have did that. Okay, we put the diffuse here inside the bitmap, and we go to the element that we make, the texture that we made already. That is inside of here, in working process here, texture, fuselage. Okay, and we open, but we open the PSD. Why we open the PSD? Because every time we modify something in the PSD, it's going to be modified here, so we can see, not in real time, but saving, we're going to see the changes. Okay. Okay. Now we apply. We apply with the object. The object that it has to be selected, everything, not every piece separated. That is the reason I use all the object is joined together, because I have to make the unwrapping process. Then I'm going to collapse all, and because I'm going to apply the texture only once, not have to be applying differently to different portions of the plane. Okay, so I apply it. Now it seems with the brackets here that it's applied, and you won't see it. Why you won't see it? Because you have to, 3DStudio Max, you have to apply this stuff. As you can see it, you don't see perfectly well what is happening here. Okay, you don't see anything at all what is happening here, just only some shadows here, but this looks so similar as the other. There is a little trick to achieve the good result. This is because it's affecting some lights that are not here. You will see why I'm receiving this light here if there is only this light here that is not producing light, but is producing some kind. This is a kind of formation. Okay, why is producing that? So it's because there are other lights that we don't see. So if, for example, there's a trick to not illuminate anything, if you put this light, it's going to be remove all those lights that you already have. No, okay. So if you put, for example, you switch that light off, then you are not going to see anything, because the other lights that are default are going to be hidden. Okay, we are not going to do that. So we are going to just make the self-illumination totally up, and that way we can see here all the soft shadows that we bake it. Okay, it's like in real-time soft shadows, not in this area, because this area wasn't made already. Okay, and this is the one that I'm going to do. First of all, before selecting or changing anything, I'm going to do that. For that reason, for making the other, I have to select in this object not a different texture, because if not, it's going to be totally different, and we don't want that. So we go again and make a, in this case, selecting this one, not selecting this one. I'm going to make the rendering, render the texture again, add, complete, there on the bottom of 4096, and we put it. Okay, and we're going to put the PNG to save it already, not to save it later. Okay. Okay, CIG return. Skakam. And render. Continue. Override files, yes, and we make it. This time we are going to put that way to let us see.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. We've been playing in Holland for about 8 years now. It's always our favorite place to come. Thanks for coming.
Okay, I have to go in 45 minutes, so I will split this video into parts. Okay.
Been working every day. I watch you as you hesitate, walking through the rain. I bet against the company again. They try to redefine everything that I know and love. I gotta know your mind. Yeah. just don't beat the same anymore. It might as well be gone. I'm in my finest hour. Can I be more than just a fool? It always gets so hard to see right before the moon. Far away, man, the black sun rising overhead. There's a moon through the midnight rain. How can I surround myself in time?
Time again.
How can I be free? I just wanna lie in the moonlight, yeah, and see the light shine in, and see you in the outline. It never gets too dark to find anybody at any time.
Okay. Okay, we're going to load it.
And there's a haze there between the trees,
Okay, the same as the other. We're going to save this one.
and I can barely reach
Save as.
you like
In this case,
in between the waves.
SF260. Wings. And then we get adjustments. Saturate. Okay, now it's totally white, grays, not color. Buenas, y Max. Now save it, and we carry again to Photoshop. And we put on the top, we call it wire, and with Control I we make the opposite to latest C, and now we have. I'm going to save it with this. You let you see how it affects in real, well, not in real time, but affected the changes we make. Okay, now we pick up this one, and we are going to carry this one to copy these polygons, and we're going to call it SF260 260 wings, and it's going to be, well, we could copy this one, it would have the same parameters and it would be better. Anyway, and we pick up the wings. Okay, we are going to have two textures in this, three textures with the landing gears, I think, and we apply it. Apply this one. Okay, now apply to the fuselage this one we already created here, and in this one we are going to make the self-illumination to let us see. We don't see anything, as you can see. It's all self-illuminated because it's not apply this button. We apply this button, as you can see, we can see the rays here, the wire. That is because it was saved. If we just click this one and press saved, then immediately disappear. So that is a good way to know if something is good or wrong or whatever. Okay. Okay, next. Next thing. I don't know if it's going to take me time enough, but as you can see, there are some problems. Okay, as this, for example, and that is because I didn't do something correctly. It was, I think, in the rendering I made something wrong, but it can be corrected, especially in this one. Okay, that is seen there. I didn't think it was something. I usually don't use it too much because I correct it by hand or just what is render to texture? Render to texture. Render to texture. Okay. This padding. This padding, I think it is. Okay. Okay, this padding is 2. Okay, this padding is 2. I'm going to put 10 pixels, okay? 10 pixels is too big, maybe 8. Okay. I'm going to render again. It's a 46, okay. Textures, PNG, and see if it's corrected. Continue. Verify, because I want to do the less job possible in Photoshop. So we're going to try with this one. We're going to wait a little if it's corrected or not. Jorge Núñez, ese avión se va apareciendo en la avioneta, la cosa va avanzando. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to change something. Okay. Let's see if the padding is going to fix that. The padding, what it makes is extend the pixels a little. The problem with that, if you have not so many space between these islands, it can make them to blend between pixels, and that is not good sometimes. So we have to be careful. That is the reason I use an 8. Maybe it's not going to fix it. Well, there is a way of fixing it. It's in 3DStudio Max. Yeah, in 3DStudio Max in Photoshop.
But baby, don't mind. You leave it on the line, leave it hanging on the rail. You're coming right away.
Okay.
It's easier to stick to the old. When you're surrounded by
We pick up this one, that it was the one that we were choosing.
surrounded by the night,
Open documents. Okay.
but you abuse my faith.
Image adjustments, the saturate, and we are going to just put it here to pass it to the other one that is going to be this is ambient. You see, something has changed between. There are more. Well, better is to put here in the normal, because if not, it's going to be something different. But you see, has extended. Some kind, the pixel has extended. Okay, some way. You see, between, for example, between this area, you can see better here. That is the padding. The padding, what it does is extend the pixel something. Okay, so that way it prevents sometimes. So I'm going to check out if it's good or not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this one. I'm going to put in multiply. Sorry, multiply. Save it, and then go back to the object. And I don't see any change. I think it's okay. Let me see. It's not enough. And sometimes the padding, well, oh, something strange here. Maybe it's not modifying it. Wait a moment. Sometimes it's. Wait a moment. I'm going to put this one, for example. Okay, I'm going to put this one. Yes, it has modified something in some areas, but not enough. So I'm not going to make another render, so I'm going to use the old one. Going to remove this one, because making that just sometimes it's make things worse. So, for example, in this area, what I do is more. It's not easy. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to correct that one, for example, to let you see, because I don't know if I have enough time. Yes, half an hour or something. I'm going to unwrap in, edit, and select the areas example with this one. Where is that area? Is there. Okay. I'm going to remove the seams, so that way, because if I put the seams I cannot see the line sometimes. And what I do, I'm going here, check out where is that line, that it's here. Okay, and make a copy in case something goes wrong, and pick up this no, it was here, the finger, and start. This finger, what it does is extends, not paints in one color, extends the color. For example, in this case, extend this one. In this case, extend this one. It's like picking a finger and making. So it's a little dirty outside, but it doesn't matter because we want just to make it right. In this case, the problem comes here in both sides, in the exterior and the interior. So, and in both sides also we have to correct the other one. We're going to do it only in places that we see is wrong, not in every especially wrong, because later it's going to come a texture, a color that is going to diffuse everything, going to make more blur in this case, or you're not going to see. Okay, I'm going to see it like that. It's better because this stands when you make like that. It stands. Okay, okay. Okay. Be careful not be in all the layers, because if you are in all the layers you are going to duplicate also. Stand this one. For example, if you put in sample of layers, then you are going to, you see the pixel of the magenta here. So it's better to put it like that. Okay, once we have that, we save it. It's normal, okay. Okay, we can put it in normal, no problem. And you see now it's corrected. Sometimes that one I don't like it so much. I don't know why it's produced so hard, so different color. But we can, what we can do is just, okay, we don't want that color because there is some kind of thing I don't like it. So I'm going to select, make a selection.
Give it up for Dave Hartley over here on the bass. Oh yeah. Thank you.
I prefer this one. Let me see. No. Okay. Okay, select, Control T to transform. On that distance. Because maybe I was selecting some kind of no, still is the same. I don't know why. I think it's not, maybe because it's 4K, it's not affecting. I'm going to make something, for example, something red to see if it's affecting or not. But this is strange because I don't know if it's affecting or not. Let me modify something. Save it. No, you see, it's not affecting. Why is it not affecting? That is a problem. Maybe 2K doesn't do it correctly. If I paint, for example, red, this one. No. No. It's a problem because it makes work slower.
It's just a dream, you won't get lost. Just get down. Yeah, the night.
I don't know why. Te gusta más que DJT esto, ¿no? Don't know why it doesn't affect. Don't know why. The moment. No. And I suppose it should be why is not affecting? It's not affecting at all. And I don't know why. Maybe this is the first time I play in maybe it's because Windows I'm saving this. Yes, this appears. Yes, it's appearing. So now yes. I don't know. Maybe there is some kind of problem when you have to paint a lot. I don't know, but it cannot be trusted a lot because I'm going to do this. That way it's going to change a lot in pixels. Now yes. Okay, you see now it's corrected that one. We have to go now to the to check out a workflow to achieve a good result, because if not I'm not going to be able to work quickly. Okay, this is the next one. That is here. Check out this one. And where's the finger? Here. I know. The problem what I was doing, why was the reason that it was produced dark, is because I carried all the pixels from the other, so I have to do little by little. I cannot. So it was my mistake. So I have to do like this. What I'm going to do is use hard, something like hard. You know, every aspect of painting or making a plane is not easy. That is the reason I don't care sharing my tricks. Of course, the padding can work sometimes good, other times not. Well, the best thing we can do, for example, look. There is a little trick. There is a little trick we can do to spread, and we are going to try not to be repeating everything back again and back again and back again. So we pick up, for example, if we pick up this one, because this is islands. These are islands. Okay, we choose the transparent. We pick up this one that is the default one that we didn't modify, and we, for example, make this one a blur. For example, I don't know if it's a filter, blur. Okay, blur. Gaussian blur. It's going to stand. It's going to stand the color a little, okay? Don't know, even I don't know if there's a way. Let me think. This is a way of standing the color, maybe. Store, noise, pixelate, render. No, I think Gaussian blur. Okay, we're going to stand it, and we are going to duplicate it several times to make that pixels more, because they are very. Okay, I'm going to hide this one. Going to collapse these ones, and I'm going to make more, and more, and more. More. That way I'm having mostly the same color standard. Okay, this one, and then I put the modifier that I would choose, this one, to not modify, because this blend is going to stand over here, so I put the one, for example, there are some cases that is going to stand, but so I put it there, okay? And now we can try to see if it's solved or not. You see, voila, voila. Corrected in most of the cases. There are some areas that seems to be more, but we have to correct it by hand. For example, in these places here. Okay. Hola, niño Tojan. ¿Cuándo los portarás? Madre mía, qué prisas tienes. Tranquilo, chico. Okay. Okay, so we have corrected these ones, and we have to correct other things that didn't work correctly. In this case, for example, we're going to check out where is this one. These are the ones here, and we are seeing that we have these areas and these areas are the ones that are producing these lines here. Okay, so we're going here. You see, these are the lines that are coming from these ones almost. So what I can do, for example, is try to erase one pixel, maybe. Erasing one pixel maybe solve the situation. I'm going to make a duplication here in case something goes wrong. I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to select it with Control click, and then I'm going to say I want to remove only one pixel from these areas, which I have to do this one. Selection, modify, contract, selection, one pixel. That's right. If I press the swoop, if I press now this is the ambient. Okay, this is blur ambient. Okay. Now, if I just remove this, it's going to stay only one pixel, as you can see here. Okay, but we have to do the opposite. We have to do control the selection. We have to make the opposite selection. That is going to make it selection here is the inverse selection. Okay, and now remove. Press several times remove to see. No, in this case not. Okay, this one I select this one. Okay, okay. The reason it was moving. Again, select inverse, and then remove that pixel. That's right. And then now I'm going to try with the ambient and that selected pixel inverted, and not to make a lot of work, just to see if everything is going away, and it's almost going away. Okay, almost gone away, but not still not. So I'm going to press again. I'm going to select, modify, control one another pixel. Okay, select invert. Well, I usually press the Control Shift I, and then back, remove with the Control supprime, delete. Okay, and now with this one. I don't know if it's producing the change or not, so in this case I'm going to put this red stuff to save it, and because maybe that's right, and then I press this one. No, joder, wait a moment, this one. No, the lines are not removed like that, so I have to work it by hand. So I'm going to remove this one. That didn't work the trick, so more time consuming. Okay, so here are the pixels here, and we are going to try to remove it with the finger again. I'm going to put a little, be careful there. Be careful not to push those lines. Why I don't pick up a color and just paint it? Because maybe it's different gradients, you know. They are not totally the same color among all the situation, all the I'm going to check out if there is a way of doing in Photoshop extend. Blur. You're going to make the blur, or there is another way? You have to make a selection, or what? Select. Okay, you make a selection. Modify. Feeder. No, contract. No, contract selection. Contract selection. How many pixels? Wait a moment. Modify the pixels. I didn't see the pixels. Anyway, any pixels. Invert, okay. What do you do? Modify, feather, with the feather. Other, management, minimum. Wait a moment. Other, minimum. I never realized about that one. Minimum. Three pixels. I'm going to check out that one. Wait a moment. Okay, I'm going to copy this one. Okay, make this one red, green, whatever color. Well, I already have red, so okay. So I just select this one. Okay. The problem comes with there are some borders that are black, and that is the problem. Even if I made the background blur background, it didn't work because I have to make the borders black. Okay, select modified, contract 1 pixels. Okay, filter other, minimum. No. Control Y. Select filter other, minimum. Why it's dark and in this situation was not dark, was proyecto el feather. Contract 3 pixels. Espera un momento, image. De acuerdo. Ahora hace la inversión. No sé por qué le hace la inversión. Venga, pesado. Modify. Feather. Hace un feather de 2 píxeles. Vale. Pero el feather lo que hace es como difuminar. Bueno, es una selección difuminada. Feather simplemente lo que hace es modificar, no hace mucho más. ¿Por qué me lo hace en negro? Y en el vídeo lo hace bien. Vamos a ver si es que necesita más. Espérate un momento, vamos a hacerlo a la bestia. It's dark because it takes the background color with the selector in your fore and background palette. No, but in this video it doesn't make that. What it makes is extends the pixels and its background, and this case is black also, the same as this. So it's not, it's something that it's, you see here, you see when it applies the minimum, it stands, you see in these areas, it stands more the whites, and here the darks, the pixel dark, and here the you see here standard more. You see standard, and that is what it went, but it stands only in white, in black, and here it's has the also transparent layer. Let's go in, maybe let's see, strange, yes, filter. I have to go now. I have to go now. I have to stop the living. I will return later. Filter. Select, modify, contract. We're going to put 10 pixels. 10 pixels. Okay, 10 pixels. That's too. Okay, and then we make the Control Y filter. So let's modify feather, maintain feather of 5 pixels, for example. That way it's going to be smoother. Yeah, he wants. I think you don't have to make this, but anyway. And then filter other minimum, and it puts no. It's not. I don't know. I don't know why it's making black. It's not the same. It doesn't work. This offset maybe. No. No. Piece it down. Piece it right. No. This is not working. I don't know. I'm going to check out the. If you clip map, is the same size as your transparent background image. I know what is the trick. Okay, I just discovered the trick. Okay, you were something right. It depends on some kind you were right. Okay, if you, for example, you pick up this one, okay, and we make a copy of this one. We have to make a copy because it's going to make a copy of the other ones that are in the background. Okay, so that is the reason. So we select, for example, in this case selections. No, we select this one. We select modify, contract 2 pixels. Okay, 2 pixels, and we invert it, and now we extend it. We make the filter others minimum. No. Oh, it's not making it. Not making it. Not making it. Ten pixels. I'm going to put it up 10 pixels. Select, modify, feather 5, and let's check out. I don't know if it was doing. Maybe I missed something in the, because he made always in the. No, always in the. No, but it's hidden. It's not. When it makes this, it's hiding. It's not appearing. So I don't know what is. What do I mean? It's PNG, no. Strange. Strange. It's totally strange. I don't know if here it has to be something what he says. Your clip map is the same size as your transparent background image, pixel per pixel. Then when you apply, it can get a gray border or fringe as you 3D software attempts to analyze and transparent. Extending the solid pixel of the given clean mask border will allow the software to anti-alias to a solid color, removing the fringing. If your clip map is the same size as your transparent background image, pixel for pixel. Why did you change the alpha channel? Well, I have to go. Don't know if there is another way of making photos, how to improve low resolution photos. No, change makes sense in resolution in Photoshop. Okay, I'm going to copy this one and then check out later. And if I know how to do it faster, then I will do it. Okay, for now I have to go. What I'm going to do is remove this one. Okay, let me check out this one. Oh, I have lost a lot of things here. I don't know which one is correct now, because I think I put a blur or something. This one is normal, and this one is with blur, and this one is standard. Okay, so this is ambient blur, and this is ambient stand. Okay, we'll check out later how to make this faster, because if not I have to be correcting every pixel of everything. As you can see here, there is a right, and I have to check out to know a fast way to do it. So later I will do it. Say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going, in the second part I will try to fix that to make it faster. Okay, ciao, I have to go.